Hi, and welcome to the third and final video. If you haven't watched the other two, please make sure you do so before continuing. Warning, there's going to be something very surprising, even shocking, later in this video, but you'll need to have finished the other two first. Here's what we've covered so far. We've learned that our marriages are like a story. There are two choices you can make. You can either go into your story totally blind to what makes a good marriage story, or you can learn the beats to shape your own great marriage story. You can have a marriage story that's flat, aimless, or even writes itself into a dead end. Or your story can flourish with memories and moments you want to relive and retell over and over. In the second video, you learned the 7 key elements to a great love story and why those beats can strengthen your marriage. Today, I'm going to share with you how you can write your marriage story. Here's the big idea. The best way to write your own love story well is to study and model another great story. In fact, those 7 key beats to writing your marriage story came from studying a love story that's been read by millions of people. This story not only made them feel loved, but also made them fall in love. Now, that must be a pretty great love story. But before I tell you the actual story, I know that some of you won't believe it's true. And that's okay. That's not required for you to reap the benefits so your marriage can be as strong as possible. All you need to know is that it's a great story that you can study to write your own marriage story. Are you ready? This love story is about God and the human race. They start out together in the perfect relationship. Then mankind breaks God's heart. They treat God as badly as you can imagine. Betray Him, scorn Him, ignore Him, cheat on Him. God forgives, but He also knows that if He cannot fix the broken relationship, they will be apart forever. To save them, He sacrifices what He loves even more than mankind itself, His only perfect Son. He sends His Son on the ultimate adventure, to go into the world and bring people back to God. Meanwhile, the human race has been put into a kind of bondage by believing that the only way to fix the relationship is to be absolutely perfect by following moral rules to the letter. That prison keeps them separated from God because all man-made attempts were failing from our natural imperfections, depravity, and brokenness. God seeks their redemption, but this requires an unbelievable sacrifice, His Son's death. The leaders on earth murder God's Son because they don't believe they need to follow anyone else other than themselves. All seems lost. Then, 3 days later, the Son returns from the dead. His resurrection means He has the power to restore this broken relationship. Because of this miracle, some people have a life-changing revelation that despite their rebellion against God, He still wants to bring them back to Himself in a loving relationship. Some realize this is what true love looks like. When they decide to believe this story, they experience freedom from their self-imposed prison of religious rules. But here's the shocking kicker. While you do shape your own marriage story, God is the ultimate author and editor. For many of you, that could be a shocking statement, but here's why it's valuable to hear it. It's not just any story. Yours is but one chapter in this huge ongoing saga about His relationship with all of humankind. Imagine that wherever you are in your own story, right now it's part of a much larger story God is writing for everyone. Here's the amazing part. When God is writing your story, He can change it. One man who cheated on his wife proclaimed, "God rewrote the text of my life. when I open the book of my heart to his eyes. So if you're ready to write your own marriage story, here's how.